Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Zachary Dickinson here. Hope you all having a wonderful week. Bit of a weird one. It is 10:26 p.m. on a Wednesday. Whenever I finish filming and editing this will just go live. Because it's just late and yeah, timing and stuff like that. So, hope you all have had a wonderful week so far. It's the middle of the week. If you're having a terrible week, it's the middle of the week, you're halfway there. So, today's video, every Arrowverse show ranked. Previously, we have done every season of Arrow ranked. Now, to do every Arrowverse show ranked, I'm not doing as many individually because a lot of them I don't really like over half of the seasons, to be honest. And so I just thought to do the whole thing for the Arrowverse. So, let's get on into it. Alright, so there are 6 shows in the Arrowverse. And so, we all know what the number 1 is. So, let's get from 6 down to 1 and on through that. So, number 6, we have Batwoman. Only because I loved season 1, and then the lead actress literally changed. And immediately lost interest because they immediately went, instead of just straight up going from same character, new actress, they went new character for the titular role. And I just lost interest. It was all the plot, all the season 1 build up for nothing. No actual payoff. So I mean, I just couldn't get back on into it. I kept on watching for a little while. But I don't know how the show ended, so that's why it's at the bottom. Alright, coming in at number 5, and and for all these other ones, I have watched all of them in near entirety, or at least the first couple and the last few seasons, at the very minimum. And so, number 5 is DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Why is it 5? Some of the humor and like the wackiness of it, I was just like, it just got to be too much for me at times. And they kind of just, how with a lot of these Arrowverse shows that lasted for a long time, they kind of started to stray away from the main and core, like couple of like 3 or 4 cast members, and added all these weird individual people that like have new and weird powers that just become weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. And the storylines were okay, but I believe it ended on a cliffhanger of some kind. I'm not sure if it actually ended on a like solid note or not. But I didn't watch the ending. I know most of what happened in the show, but I didn't really watch the ending. Now the rest of these I've watched through and through. So let's get on into those. Alright, so coming in at number 4 is Supergirl. Now, this isn't as much of a take against Supergirl, where, well, it kind of is because the villains kind of weren't as good. Lex was good, but not great, and, her ex-best friend, Morgan Luther or whatever, well, the downfall of that wasn't as good as it could have been, and a lot of fans don't really get to her side all that much. It's more so on the fact that I believe among these 4, at least these top 4, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Black Lightning, Supergirl is the only one to end up still alone at the end of it, I believe. And, well, that just doesn't make all that much sense. The only one that is female-led ends up alone, when she had many love interests and like should have had Mon-El to stay, especially because they are married in real life. But the only one of 2 female led, and one of the 3 big ones, she doesn't end up with anyone. Nope. There's also a few other knick-knack things, but I mean, that's pretty much the big thing for me, is how does Supergirl not have her own happy ending? Are we okay with her just being alone? She's well into her 30s, and she's just happy with friends, I guess. All right. So now that we've reached the second half of our list, if you've watched this far, if you've listened this far, give it a like. Since you or also just subscribe. You're halfway through, so why not just subscribe and get notified about future videos like this if you're interested. Comment below what your ranking of these shows would be, or if you just disagree or agree. Let's chat somewhere down in the comments below. Like the video, to get it out there and just show that you like it, so I know. But anyways, the top three. So Supergirl was number 4 to the surprise of probably a lot of people, but number 3 is Black Lightning. I just find that the 4 seasons of Black Lightning were overall better than the first 3 that I've had in this ranking. Black Lightning comes in at number 3, had a good solid ending. The season 3 wasn't the best, but I believe it had 4 seasons, and they all were pretty relatively good. And then he appeared in the Crisis crossover, which was still really, really good. And so overall, I think he had a very well constructed arc. And this is the only hero that led his own show and is well into his 40s and 50s and kind of does have a family. And so we get to see a different side of the DC, or this Arrowverse, as he just retakes up his old mantle. And so I love the show. I love the ending of the show, and that is why it is number 3. So again, we know what number 1 is, but now we're at number 2, The Flash. Even though the second half, maybe even 2/3 of the show aren't as good as the first 3 seasons, I still find that The Flash was overall a good, solid show. I have it above Black Lightning because of the longevity and because it was good and solid for most of the, what people would say, bad seasons. I would say up until at least season 5 or 6, it was good to great. And then it just kind of faltered a little bit here and there. And then had a real solid ending. And so we remember more about the ending than the middle. And so I remember the ending to be pretty good. And so that's why it's here. He has a relatively happy ending and goes out just fine. Just A-okay. Alright, so if you've made it this far, like the video, subscribe to get notified about future videos, and comment below something that you've loved about the Arrowverse or you don't like about the Arrowverse. We're here to discuss anything and everything about your thoughts on the Arrowverse. Why does it sound like an outro? Because I'm not talking long about our number 1. Our number 1 is my second favorite show of all time, a show that I literally did a full season by season breakdown, ranking every season individually throughout all 8 seasons of its run. It is Arrow. Why is it the best season? Why is it the best show of these 6? It had the most consistent good to great season quality. You had season 1, season 2, season 3, season 5, season 8. You had 5 of the 8 shows to be good to great. Season 4, down. Season 6, down. Season 7, So you had at least 5 of the 8 seasons to be pretty good. I would have season 8 much more as just it's kind of just a half season because it was 10 episodes, but it was very good. And so that is why Arrow is number 1. 5 of the 8 seasons were great. The villains overall, nearly all hits. And so we end the video here. I'll be posting this probably around 11 p.m. Latest I'll probably ever post, and I probably won't put myself in this type of situation again. So, hope you all like this video. Hope you are all subscribed and hitting that noti bell, and you comment something below that you like. If you don't stay all the way, I still love that you joined us. So, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.